Hockey season is here. 2 in a row. Can the Penguins do something that is extremely rare and win 3 championships in a row? Nucleus good. They have a lot of talent. Injuries are injuries, but tell me why or why not, starting with you, Tim Benz.
Eventually, a team has to face elimination and lose. They've been so good in elimination games. They were 4 for 4 the last 2 years. That's tough to maintain. Basically, Bob, if you're asking me to take the Penguins to the field, I'll take the field. I don't know who's better than them. I still think they're the best team in hockey, but it's so hard to win 3 in a row. It's so hard to win 2 in a row. I can't believe they did that.
I think they're going to do it, and I'll tell you exactly why. Murray, Niemi, because they got a good backup, because Murray's going to get hurt at some point this season. He always does, and I think Niemi was a great, solid pickup for the money, and he's going to be better than people think. He needed a change of scenery, and he's here.
You know what? That's actually the one thing I worry most about, Colin, is if Matt Murray goes out for an extended period of time or in the postseason for a few games, can Niemi step up and fill that role after a terrible year last year? But I will agree with you. I think they do it, and I think it's because there's this constant wave of talent coming up from juniors and from Wilkes-Barre. This year, it's going to be Aston Reese and Sprong at some point coming to join the NHL club, just like it was Sheary and Rust, and the list goes on of all these young guys over the last couple of years that have come up, have had an impact because they've had a chance to be around greats like Crosby and Malkin and Letang, and they even went out and won a cup without Letang last year, which wasn't supposed to happen. So I think they do it again and shock everybody.
All right, let me ask you about Jake Guentzel. First full season, he was outstanding last year, led all playoff scorers in goals. Colin, what is the ceiling for him? What can he reach playing with Crosby? And to make sure he plays there every single day.
He could be one of the top 10 players in the NHL. I really feel that way, playing with Sidney Crosby. Be that Robbie Brown effect, I think, with Jake Guentzel. And the one thing I think that you have to guard against a little bit with Jake Guentzel is this. Is his body ready to withstand? Because he is a guy who willingly goes into those battle areas. I think he needs to. That's part of his game, and that's part of what makes him good, but he needs to ease off on it a little bit because he's kind of slight of a man. He's not that big of a guy. I
think 30 to 35 goals is fair, 30 goals, but he's going to have to do a lot of that at even strength because the power play is so loaded with other guys.
And I think it's interesting to see with the third-line center role. I know we've talked about it all offseason, and it looks like Matt McKegg is the guy, Kegger. But if something happens down the line where maybe he doesn't fill out that role completely, I know I said it earlier and they've said they're not interested in breaking up Guentzel-Crosby, but I wouldn't have a problem seeing Guentzel slide down there at some point either if they have to do that.
We're due for a break. Back right after this on KDKA.